The pharmacy basically is the kingpin of the operations where we receive the medications into the facility. Sometimes it's Moderna, sometimes Pfizer, and sometimes it's both, depending on what kind of clinics we're running. And the pharmacy was set up because it takes a long time to pull the medications from the vials. In particular, Pfizer is a very delicate vaccine. The storage temperatures are a lot lower. So for example, if we're doing a Pfizer day, that takes a longer time to pull. It takes a longer time to get it from the actual cooler up to room temperature. And then you only have a certain amount of hours to distribute the vaccine. So those controls are really, really tight. And we brought in specialists, paramedics, pharmacy technicians, Department of Health to monitor that whole flow. And once they pull the syringes up, they are moved out to the floor basically by runners that go to each table that need them. So it's a huge component.
The pharmacy idea came about because we started to handle both different vendors of vaccines. We had both Pfizer and Moderna, and both required different handling procedures. We wanted to add in an extra layer of safety here and make sure that we had extra quality checks before it went out to the floor.
Particularly on the Moderna vaccination clinics, we had people that were giving shots, pulling the shots from the vial at the tables, and that slowed things down drastically. So when we implemented the pharmacy program, the pharmacists, all probably 12 to 18 people, depending on what type of session we were doing and how many people, they were pulling the drugs and the runners were bringing them out to the floor as needed. And that really, really helped the throughput. So basically what you have is a pod of pharmacy folks drawing up all the medications and doing all the counts and all the checks and the quality control, making sure there's no bubbles or anything in them, bringing them to the floor so that vaccinators were really just vaccinating people and moving on to the next person. So you could see the throughput on that, and we're basically doing 300 shots an hour now, which is pretty incredible.
Once the syringes pass our quality checks, the runners then carefully transport the vaccine syringes filled to a central table at the back of the vaccination floor, and then the tables that are out of vaccine are marked by a yellow label, and the runners then know which tables need vaccine next.
It makes it safer and it makes it faster. So for instance, when we first started out, we thought 15 minutes per person. Well, when we were drawing it up ourselves, we actually had it down to 10. Now we're able to get it down to 6 minutes per person because all of the pre-prep work is done for them. They just have to wipe the arm and then put a Band-Aid on after they've done the injection.
Our pharmacy staff, or technicians we'll call them, are pharmacists, they're pharm techs. We have nurses, nurse practitioners, doctors, and medics as well. They are approved to reconstitute this Pfizer vaccine, which is more difficult to handle. They're trained in the handling of this vaccine, the dilution, the reconstitution, and drawing up the syringes. We truly couldn't do this without them, and the pharmacy really is a gateway to getting vaccine out to the floor safely and efficiently, and we have them to thank for that.